What the fuck is sleep? I don't even know what that is. Just pull me up over that tree. Hold up and watch that bitch feed.
Hey, shout out What's Sleep TV, man. What's Sleep TV? Ain't no sleep, motherfucker.
Alright, Webbs, what's up, man?
What's going on, man?
Man, I'm glad. I appreciate you for, coming all the way out here.
Yeah.
Giving me your time, to talk about your story and what you do. So, before we, go off, thank you.
Dude, no, thank you. Glad to be here.
Thank you. Give a brief introduction. It can be long, it can be short. Who is Webbs?
Man, so Webbs is honestly just a name I came up with, funny enough, because I used to go to the University of Florida, and I used to play a lot of Smash Bros. At the University of Florida, and you can only have the 4-letter names on it, right?
Okay.
So, it just started, my last name's Weber. It started off as just Webbs, W-E-B-S, and, I don't know, man, people just kept, what happened was one of my buddies would always kind of tease me and do the same name, but with a letter change, right? So sometimes it would be W3BZ, W3BS, and he would just do it because he knew I didn't play Smash that much, and he would try and mess with me, and he always picked the same character as me too, just to mess with me and try and get me to mess up or accidentally attack somebody I shouldn't be attacking or whatever. Yeah. And I don't know, man. One day I did it back and I typed in W3BZ Webbs, and it just stuck, man. I don't know. I just loved how that looked. Right. I was like, that looks badass to me. I was already trying to actually get into the music industry as a DJ, and I was like, man, I was seeing Deadmau5 with the numbers in his name, or
that makes sense.
There's this dude named Blau, and it's spelled 3LAU. So it's there was a lot of that going on in EDM, and then it all just kind of coincided with what I was doing at the time, and I was like, I think I'm just going to go by Webbs. It's my last name. It's, people were calling me Webbs at University of Florida for a nickname. Yeah. So I just kind of adopted the W3BZ for Webbs and called it a day, man. I used to be an EDM, not doing that anymore, obviously, but knew I wanted to get into production and stuff. I was down in Broward for a long time. That was where I was born and raised, and after I went to UF and realized I wanted to get into production, I went back to Broward, and the name caught on down there even. People were like, oh, Webbs, that's hard. They look at it and they think it's Threebs. I've gotten that a lot. I've gotten just people think it's W3BZ. But a lot of what I've seen in music marketing is that's actually a level of fandom. So people who follow you, who don't actually know you, and see a name typed weird or something, they may think your name is Threebs, right? But it's actually Webbs, and when they find out it's Webbs, it creates a different level of fandom for them to be oh wow, I didn't know that, it's Webbs, and it helps that stick in their brain longer.
That makes sense.
So it just all kind of came out from something silly, but then as I kept going, I kept finding out more information that it just made sense I did that. And even though I'm not an EDM anymore, I figured I'd keep the name because I just became Webbs at a certain point.
Right.
Nobody was calling me anything else. My Belmont people were calling me Mark because I was introducing myself as Webbs over there. But everybody I was meeting here in the Nashville scene, it was just oh, Webbs, Webbs, Webbs. And I was like, all right, well, this is staying now, even though I'm dropping EDM and stuff. But yeah, man, that was pretty much how it came about.
So speaking of a name change, that reminds me of this artist in the hip hop community. I think his name is Black, but he spells it with a 6, and it's 6LACK, and a lot of people would be like,
yeah.
So his name is Six-Lack? I ain't gonna lie, I thought his name was Six too.
Same.
And that honestly, that sounds better than Black in my opinion, but that's what that reminds me of right there.
Yeah, it's the same concept.
For sure.
And now I know that dude's name is Black, and every time I see it, I'm like, oh, that's Black.
Did you know that before?
No, I also thought it was Six-Lack, dude. The first ever.
Sound hard?
Six-Lack is kind of hard, yeah. But again, it's that's another level of it, right? We're oh, it's a hard name. Oh, it's actually Black? Well, I mean, I guess that's what it is,
Up here, I think if I read somewhere, he used to get upset when people would call him Six-Lack, though.
I don't think, I feel like that should not be allowed. If you're going to give yourself a wild name that's spelled different,
right.
People are going to mispronounce it. And it's what are you going to punch a fan because they accidentally call you Six-Lack because they didn't know? Come on. People just be sensitive sometimes.
You were living down in Florida?
Yeah.
You were born and raised in Florida?
Yeah, Broward County.
Okay.
I went to high school like a couple blocks from where like Kodak went to high school.
Oh, word.
And like so many of my friends were friends with him.
That's
Well, not so many of my friends, but so many of the people I went to high school with were friends with him.
That's dope.
And there was this one kid who was actually my good friend George's college roommate, and he was like really tight with Kodak in middle school. And then I guess at some point in high school they got into some beef and like beat each other's ass and like got into some shit, and they weren't friends anymore. And like there was like a video of it he was showing us of like Kodak like beat his ass. It was honestly kind of funny. But he got his licks in, but like Kodak was like definitely won the fight.
Oh, so what's some of the craziest story that you heard? Any crazy stories surrounding him?
Not really, bro. Not really. It was really good for me to have the experience seeing Kodak Black come up in Pompano, because dude, like the whole city got behind him, bro. I didn't even really like his music at first, but I was like, dude, if I can support somebody to get them out of here, I'll do it.
That's lit.
And his music got a lot better, and I love it now. But dude, the whole city, bro, all of Pompano, all of Broward at a certain point was just like Kodak. We're riding Kodak. We're gonna make sure this happens, and it did, bro. I think within 2 years of him dropping music, like within 2 years of me hearing the first like freestyle or mixtape or whatever that was like unmixed and everything that he released on SoundCloud, he was doing the XXL freestyle.
That's good.
So,
yeah, so when did you hear about him?
Dude, in high school.
I heard about him in like 2015.
I think he was starting to drop music as Kodak Black in 2014.
Oh yeah, because he used to go by something else. He wasn't always Kodak Black. Do you remember his old name?
I don't remember his old name.
Yeah, it used to be something else. I think it was actually Lil Black or something like that.
Could have been.
Yeah.
He definitely changed his name though.
Yeah. So okay, question. So seeing how a whole city got behind one person like that.
Yeah.
Do you see anything like that up here in Nashville? Have you seen anything come close to it?
The closest I've seen has been people's reaction to 2Live Bre.
Okay.
I think because, you know, he's from Antioch, right? Like
Right.
he's
we
from the shits, bro. Like he has connections in every part of town seemingly.
Yeah.
And I think the hip hop community. Have you ever been to like a 2Live Bre show, by the way?
Nah, me and Mayr was talking about in our interview how I don't go to shows.
Yeah. So his shows have a different energy. Like, I'm not knocking anybody who's still growing and, you know, you're trying to get more people at your shows, right? But
Right.
Bre has figured it out. And I think the difference between Broward and Nashville, right, is that Broward, we didn't have anyone, bro. Like, it was just Kodak. There was nobody else for us to throw our support around. There were people after Kodak, but he was like the pioneer of Broward and kind of South Florida in general, but that's disrespectful to like Rick Ross and other.
For this generation.
Yeah, exactly.
Makes sense.
But yeah, man, I would say 2Live Bre, the way that his community is at his shows, man, like everybody's tuned in. No one's on their phone texting. No one's in the back doing something. Nobody's like in the bathroom trying to do drugs and stuff. Like, he's just there. He's playing music. Everybody wants to be there to watch him. He puts on good shows. His energy is great. And I see his community as like the closest thing to what I've seen in Kodak. That being said, there's a lot of like street rappers and stuff who have a ton of support too. Like in the street, like dude, some of these kids that I mentor and stuff, they love Ski, bro. Like they love Lil Ski. Rest in peace. They love Lil Ski and like Gans and stuff.
Okay.
And like they'll be dropping bars about them and like rapping about them or trying to make type beats for them. Like they have a following here, man.
Facts.
So like I would say those are like the two major ones I've seen have like a really solid following. I'm sure I'm leaving people out too who I either haven't heard of yet or I'm just blanking on right now. But yeah, like Ski and Bre are probably the two closest I've seen to that level of support that I saw in Kodak in Broward.
That's dope.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that, you know, from someone that has lived somewhere else, because I mean I talk to them and certain people sometimes and they'll feel like that, you know, Nashville just doesn't really get behind their artists. That's what a lot of people say. But I always said, like, You give the people what they want. You give the fans what they want. They're gonna support you. But honestly, bro, so I've been living in Nashville for a while, like for a long time, and just over like the last 10 years, and after what I've started doing, what I'm doing, which has been, I started Was Sleep in 2019, so it's been 5, but complications and stuff like that. I've only been working for about 3.5. I've seen the difference where people would say, man, people don't support Nashville artists. Well, I will see people support Nashville artists for sure.
Yeah.
So, but I want to talk about 2Live Bre.
Yeah.
So, what is it that y'all do how do y'all work together? What is it that y'all do together? I know, so y'all tutoring, like tell us.
Yeah, we work with Southern Word, which is a nonprofit organization. They used to do spoken word stuff and like poetry, and in recent years they've been getting out of that and getting more into like musical mentoring or like I work with them as a music producer, mentoring kids at the Nashville Public Library. But what Bre and I do together is we get certain kids that like Southern Word believes meets the standard or whatever, and they're all in high school, and we take them into my studio and just kind of like give them a space to record where they don't have to worry about anything else that's really going on in their lives. Just give them an area to record. Bre and I like mentor them. It's like, hey, like, I think you should just consider this, like, trying to teach them stuff like song structure. It's like, all right, like you got a dope verse, but you don't have a hook in this song, like you just kind of spit the whole time, and that's cool, but like maybe try and come up with a hook or something, and then like showing them examples of artists that Bre and I like, and just being like, here's some music, because a lot of them are listening to a lot of new age stuff, so we're showing them like older Future songs, or like I show them Kanye because I really love Kanye. Yeah, man, just kind of like mentoring them in that, helping them become better rappers, artists, whatever they do, just helping them get better at it. And it's been great, man. I love those kids to death, dude. Like, they're crushing it. They're all like super hungry and motivated. And again, man, like a lot of that is because of Bre and like other rappers in the community who are just doing their thing and not with the bullshit really, and just letting them see that example to grow their own artistry themselves. That's right. And it's been awesome, man. We've been doing it for about going on a year now, actually. Because we started earlier last year, and we've been doing it for about a year, man. And everybody loves it. Southern Word loves it. Bre and I love it. The kids love it. It's a win-win.
Okay, so I want to know, do you know why they picked y'all two? Is it other people included? And if so, do you know why they picked y'all out of all people?
Ours is kind of like the pilot for this type of program. Like, they've never actually had anything like this before.
Okay.
Bre, shout out Bre, he was the mastermind of it all. He just had an idea to get kids in the studio who, need to be in there and help them grow as artists. And Bre actually found me because he was doing a feature he had done a feature for my boy 909 Memphis. Shout out 909. And while I was there, we were able to meet, or while Bre was there, me and him were able to connect and stuff. And then maybe like a couple weeks later, he came back and did a feature for Castor, for Midtown Boys, for that project. And we just all kind of sat there for like an hour and talked and stuff, and me and Bre like connected even further, and he was just like, man, like, yeah, I remember this spot, dude, like I was a little out of it that day, so I didn't really get to like talk to you that much, but like I actually have this opportunity I may have for both of us. Let me know if you'd be interested in talking about it. And we hopped on a phone call, and the rest is history. I was down. They just needed really a studio to do it out of and an engineer to work with consistently, because I guess the place that Southern Word had normally done engineering stuff out of was just like the most raggedy dentist's office looking studio ever, and they just hated it. So Bre contacted me, and that was kind of like how we got connected. It was just through him doing features, and he had the opportunity and hit me up, and I was down, and worked out.
That's really dope. I don't really see like this certain thing like promoted too much on social media? Is there a reason why?
Yeah, it's primarily because Southern Word wants to respect like the anonymity of the kids,
Like
and
they
then
don't want them to know who the kids are.
yeah, pretty much, and like because they just want to give them a safe space to go record, work on their stuff,
Makes sense.
not have to worry about like more students coming in to potentially take their spot. Because at the end of the day, like Southern Word determines who we work with. Like, it's not like Bree and I are just picking people we like at random. Like, it's high school kids that Southern Word feels like fit the standard. So, it's just like a lot of... there's a lot of red tape with that kind of stuff when you're dealing with kids and mentoring. And sometimes you just gotta go with the flow, let them do their thing, and do anything you can, you know.
That makes sense. So you don't think they'll have a problem with you like talking about this on camera or anything like that?
No, I don't think they would. I just don't think they want me out there like promoting it and being like, oh, come to my studio at like these times every week and let's work, you know, because that's not really what it's about.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about what you do at the. Can you say where it's at the?
Yeah, it's at the Nashville Public Library. Hey, if any high schoolers or anything, if you got any cousins, any siblings that are in high school, interested in music, tell them to hit my line. I mentor at the Nashville Public Library. When is it? Tuesday to Friday, 3 to 6 every week. And I just do that to mentor kids and whatever they want to do musically and help them learn so that by the time they get out of high school, they have a fundamental like building block that they can keep learning and growing so that they don't end up like me. Dude, I found music at 18 or 19. Like, I hadn't even played an instrument before. I just kind of like was like, this is cool, I want to do it, I'm going to learn it. And now I'm sitting here like 26 and just engineering still. But man, it was a road to get here, you know? And my mind is like, if I could help somebody get there at like 21 instead of like 25, that's a win for me. So.
So what are you teaching these kids? Can you talk about that?
Yeah, man, pretty much just Logic. Like Logic Pro, the DAW.
Okay, that's what I use.
Yeah, I just teach them that, how to do everything in it.
You just teach them how to record, or what you teach them how to make beats?
An aspect of it is recording. I am trying to teach them the whole DAW so that whatever they need, they can do. It usually starts off as production. Like, I just kind of get them in there. I start showing them what, like, loops are. You know, like, just, oh, yeah, here's a piano loop. Oh, okay, you want some drums? Here's some drum loops. And they start seeing how to sequence songs, right? And it's like, oh, I don't want that in this part of the song, but then I want it back in the other part. You know, you just start teaching them that, right? And then it turns into like, oh, I don't like any of these drum loops. Oh, okay, well, like, here are some samples. Make your own drum loop. You start teaching them stuff like beat sequencing and like, you know, like the FL step sequencer. Like, you start teaching them that. Because that Logic has its own version of that. Yeah. And you just throw some stuff in there and teach them how to use beats, and then it turns into like, oh, my buddy plays guitar. I've had this happen. My buddy plays guitar. Can you throw guitar on this? Yeah, sure. Here's how you do it. And it's really just a lot of seeing what they want to do and helping them get there as fast as they can. Because, man, kids get discouraged so fast. Like, I had a kid come in. His dad was a producer. He was super into music. He had never really tried it, though. His first song was like not bad but not great. Like, what can you expect when it's your first time touching something? He literally left and was like, I don't think this is for me. And I was like, this is your first time doing it. We're here for 45 minutes. Like, how can you determine that? And my goal is always just to get kids making music at like the highest quality they can as fast as they can. Because at least if they're leaving with a beat that they're like, this is awesome, dude, who cares if they programmed their own melodies and programmed their own drums or did that? That's a kid who likes music production now because they made a cool song. Yeah. And you can like, the way I describe it is like you can backtrack it. You can be like, all right, well, here's how they actually made that drum loop. Here's how they actually made that piano loop, you know, and just getting them to actually kind of figure it out for themselves because it just unlocks another level of creativity, man. The number one term I hear get thrown around a lot with the mentoring stuff is like you got to meet them where they're at. And all that means is like whatever their skill set is and what they want to accomplish, just help them do it. Like there's no curriculum. It's not like I'm reading off a piece of paper. It's not like I'm lecturing to students. It's just like, hey, oh, you want to make a Latin beat? Well, like, what kind of Latin music do you like? Oh, cool. Let's check out one of his songs. Oh, okay. You hear how the drums sound in that? That's like probably the most important thing. Try doing that. Dope. All right. Here's a loop you like. Cool. And then all of a sudden they have a song and they love it and they're coming back. And they're producers now. You know what I mean?
Man, that's really dope to hear because we're around the same age. But my first DAW was, everybody had the crack version of FL Studio.
Yeah.
I started off with FL Studio 9 and I really had to learn how to make beats like myself, like just through YouTube videos. It's kind of like I'm pretty sure what you're doing is you're teaching them the basics, and then like you're teaching them the basics, and then do they kind of like learn by just like experimenting and asking you like, hey, how you do this, how you do that?
Yeah.
That's I really respect that. That's why when I heard it, I'm like, dang, I like that. Like I just wondered like where I would have been making beats if people like you or 2Live Bre was around, because all this stuff you see, bro, I had to learn all that myself. But if I would have had somebody to teach me some of these things, like it's gonna tell them how far I could have been. So I salute that.
Dude, and that's exactly why I do it too, is because in my mind, I was thinking like I could probably leave this and get these sessions booked out every week in my studio. Right. And I wouldn't be losing money, But I want to do this. I like it because I never had anything like this, bro. And this is why I discovered music so late in my life, is because in my community back home, there wasn't music stuff, there wasn't audio stuff, there wasn't production stuff. Like, you went to math things after school.
Facts.
You went to in my era, bro, in like the 2010s, it was computer science. That's all what it was. Oh, go to the computer science program and learn how to like program stuff and C programming or whatever. And I hated that, dude. I hated all that stuff. I didn't do any of that in high school, bro. My mom tried making me do it one year in high school in like my freshman year, and I was like, nah, this is terrible. I hate this. And honestly, looking back on it, I think that's the reason I am such a good engineer, is because I had that background of like computer science, and I'm like technically literate, you know what I mean? Like I have like tech skills, So just learning all of that probably helped me in the long run. So shout out my mom, but I hated it, dude. It was awful. I was like, I don't want to go back to this. This sucked. I had to like take a city bus there and everything. I was like, I just don't want to do this anymore. So yeah, that's literally one of the reasons I do it, man. Is because I wish I had something like this. When I was in high school, dude, I would have taken advantage of it.
Yeah, and I'm sure that they appreciate you, but like I'm not even a part of it. But like I appreciate the fact that y'all are doing this, and I didn't know that Bre was doing this, and like just shout out to like everybody that's a part of doing that. Like that's real dope, because there's not too many people teaching stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And these are like real life skills that you can really go out and really make a living off of, for real. Yeah. Without a degree. Like you don't have to have a degree to do graphic design, audio engineering, making beats and stuff like that. So yeah, that's dope.
No, yeah. And like I even have some kids who will come in and rap and stuff, right? Yeah. And what I've started doing with the kids who do that, and they pull up with like their crew, like 3 people in there, 3 or 4 people in this like tiny little studio. I start telling one of them they got to engineer. I'm like, hey, you're gonna engineer him, and they're like, I don't know how to, and I'm like, I'm gonna show you. It's easy. It's not like what you're about to do is not that hard, And the cool thing about Logic is it has like some vocal presets, so you go like, all right, you just recorded him. You guys got a little more time. Throw one of those vocal presets on, see how it sounds. And they're always like, oh man, what? That's crazy, And obviously I'm an engineer and there are like 10 million things I'd fix. But to them, like being able to record it and then quickly make it sound pretty good, it's just one of those things, man, where it keeps them coming back. And now that one dude who I taught to engineer, he does it every time. he's just instantly like, oh, I'm gonna sit in that chair and record them, and I just kind of sit in there and make sure they don't do anything crazy, break the equipment or nothing. Right. But man, yeah, like getting people involved and teaching them these skills, it's like that dude raps, but now he's gonna be able to engineer. And if he actually wants to move forward with rapping, being an engineer is not gonna hurt. Look at Kay. We were talking about Kay earlier. Look at Kay. She raps and engineers and produces. And she has hella connections because of it. Right. And it's just like, why wouldn't you do anything that you could if it was in an industry that you like? Right. You know, it's like if you want to be in the music industry, maybe your way into that isn't as a rapper. Maybe it's as an engineer. And then all of a sudden, like Kanye was a producer, right? And then all of a sudden he was like, yeah, I can rap too. Would start spitting in the rooms he was in, and people were like, what? This is really? Like, you're doing this and making these beats? That's crazy. And he got a deal because of it. So maybe if you're engineering and all of a sudden it's like, oh, bro, like if you have an open on that, I'll hop on it real quick. And then you're engineering yourself in a session, giving people a free feature, and it's good, they will come back to you because you're going to be the rapping engineer, or you're going to be the dude who throws down features on the spot because you know how to rap and engineer. Thanks. And people are going to love that shit. I'm telling you, man. Like, that's the new wave, bro. Just people like Kay just doing everything and not limiting themselves, that's the wave. Yeah, 100%.
Real. Shout out to her.
Yeah, shout out Kay.
Engineering is cool, but just like with what I do. Like, I mean, you seen what it was about 3 days ago, it's just all the time over what I've been doing. There's ups and downs to it. I get bashed all the time. Yeah, blogging is cool, but some of the downsides of it is that I can't please everybody. A lot of people hate me or dislike me for no reason. Same thing for engineering. There's ups and downs to both of them. So to a kid that may want to pursue, or not even just a kid, to anybody that might want to pursue being an audio engineer, tell them the pros and cons of that from your experience.
It's I mean, there's a lot of pros and cons, man. It really just all depends on the day.
Okay, can you
like truly?
You think you name like maybe 5 of each? Is that too much?
We'll see. I'll start in the stream and we'll see how it goes. Okay. Definitely a pro is that like you're your own businessman. You're really an entrepreneur. You set your own hours. You do all of that stuff. You get to run your own life. Yeah, you revolve around your clients and stuff. But like me, I know there are certain days I block out just for like my personal stuff. There are certain nights where I have things going on, so I don't schedule sessions on those nights. Like, if you plan your life in advance, there's actually a ton of flexibility with being an engineer. One of those downsides is that like not being available to your clients enough, they will start to find other people who are more reliable. So you don't want to get caught up in that side of like, oh, I can do whatever I want and I can be flexible. You do have to work. Like, you got to put in the hours. There are weeks where I put in like 90, 100-hour weeks. Like, I'm sure you've experienced that. Just like working so much that you're like, holy shit, this was a 12-hour day. And then you do that 7 times in a week and it just adds up. But, yeah, that's definitely a con too. Like, sometimes you're working long days. But again, it's like if it's something you enjoy, they don't feel that long. You might feel it the next day, but you're going to enjoy it. You know, like, I enjoy being in the studio.
Okay, let me say something to you real quick. Let me butt in on that. A lot of people will, because I mean, I post about a lot of times 3 times a day, but I think I might have to bump that up to 4, right?
Okay.
That's a lot of, I do all my editing, I do all my filming, I do all, like, everything. Everything. The only thing that I don't do is make my logos. I pay out to my logos. But I do all of that. And whenever, like, I remember I first met my girlfriend, she back there, but I remember I first met my girlfriend and she was like, you don't ever get tired of doing this? And I was just like, not really, because she was kind of like breaking down, and what a lot of people do is like, I tell them, like when I'm telling them like what my day-to-day will go like, they'd be like, dang, that's a lot of work. And I said, think about it, I'm like, damn, it is a lot of work, but it'll never really feel like work because like I enjoy doing it. So like I could dead ass have a 12-hour day, just how you said, just on the computer all day, and it not even feel like it until like it's the end of the day, you're tired as hell, and you wake up, do it all over again. So what you said about you gotta enjoy it It's facts.
Yeah, because like, dude, even if it's in a cooler industry like music or something, if you're working a 12-hour day and you don't like it, it might as well feel like you're at Walmart. Like, literally, might as well feel like you're at Walmart. Which is a whole other thing of, like, you know, if you're going to be in those long days, you got to make sure that you vibe with your clients. Because I don't want to be stuck in a studio for 12 hours with somebody who either doesn't respect me or we don't vibe or whatever. Like, I've had clients in there who, like, there's no smoking in my studio. It's probably the only con of my studio.
Man, that's not
like, literally, the only thing that's wrong with it, you can't smoke in that bitch. There would be clients where I'd tell them that. I'd be like, there's no smoking in here. It's my landlord. Like, he don't like it on the property. But you've been to my studio. I just told them to take it out to the alleyway, bro. Literally just go down the stairs. You're in the alleyway.
Right.
And people, bro, I'll be smelling something. And I'll be like, that's weird. Bro, I go out there. They're smoking in my, like, hallway. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? Like, get out. Like, not, like, leave the session, but, like, you guys gotta go outside. Like, I just said this to you. You know, 10 minutes later, they're up on the balcony smoking. And I'm like, you guys can't do this. And to me, that's disrespectful. Because I just told you that. I don't care if you're on perks and shit. If you can't comprehend what I'm telling you, you gotta lay off them. Seriously. Sure. Like, so that's something that always frustrates me as an engineer is just, like, when people aren't either respecting you, your time, or your rules. We were talking about that too, like people getting all up in your ear and stuff while you're engineering, and it's not even like the client, it's not even the artist getting up in your ear, it's like somebody that they brought with them, and they're like, or dude, the funniest one is when, this like just happened to me too. There was this dude who came with a client of mine, and he was just like some guy who had gone to, I guess he was like an artist or something, but he's not really an artist anymore. He used to like go to Killa music. You know Killa?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Killa's fire, first of all. But this ain't a Killa bash. He's dope. But he used to go to Killa. Killa's a great engineer, right? So he does certain things to his songs that make him, that's the sauce, you know? Right. We all got our own sauce. Thanks. And this dude would be like, oh, Killa does this. Oh, Killa does that. You should do this. Oh, you should do this, bro. You should do this. Killa does that. And I'm just like, bro, I'm not Killa. I'm Webbs. Get away from me right now, bro. I'm trying to listen to the song that my client's paying me money to record so I can, like, give him feedback on what he needs to be doing. Right. Like, I cannot have you right here telling me what Killa does. I don't care. Right. Like, that's cool that Killa does that. I'd love to talk to him sometime about how he does that. I'm not going to get this information from you right now in the session. Right. You know, and that shit pisses me off, bro. It's just like, oh, this other engineer does this. I'm not him. I'm me. It's cool that they do that, and I try to cater to everybody, but, like, when people are trying to have me, like, make these big changes to the way I engineer, it's like, listen, man, if you don't vibe with me, it's cool. Like, that's fine, but, like, you know, I can't just please everybody. You gotta stay in your own lane sometimes, right? Like, if I tried to do what everybody else was doing, I wouldn't be me, and people come to me for me. So, you know, I do it my own way. Some people may not like that, but, like, that's part of the game, man. That's really a part of the game.
I want to bring up something that you mentioned, and I'm pretty sure you'll feel me. I'm glad you brought it up because I ain't even think about it. But whenever I want to make some content with somebody, I've noticed that lately I have to tell them, like, look, man, please do not bring anybody that has nothing to do with the recording process, because a lot of times they'll do shit like that. And that's so annoying. Like, I've had interviews where, like, people are just, like you're just there, like, just being, like, a disturbance. And it's like, bro, can you shut the fuck up? I'm trying to record and make my content. And, like, I can't, it's not like I can't say that because it'll be, like, you know, it'll throw the vibe off. But have you ever had sessions where, like, it's just people there? They're not recording. They're not contributing to nothing. Well, I mean, you just brought up an example.
Yeah.
But, dude, that is probably, like, one of the most annoying things about, you know, doing interviews and just recording in general, because, you know, I get it, people want to be around, but I'm glad you pulled up by yourself because we don't have somebody that's just, you know, distracting, asking about, like, we'll be recording. So I'll be like, hey, bro, you got some water? Man, bro, I'm trying to fucking record.
Yeah, it's like we're in the middle of something right now. Do you not see this? Dude, yeah. Nah, I'm with you. And then, honestly, like, on the flip side, to flip it, bro, there have been times where, like, last night I had a session with an artist, and she brought her producer. And given my last couple experiences with that, I was a little like, okay, like, we'll see how this goes. You know, if they're going to be chirping my ear the whole time and be a little salty.
Right.
He was giving good, valuable feedback to the way he heard the song based off of what she was doing. He wasn't chirping in my ear the whole time while she was recording. He was listening to her.
That's hard.
And he was like, oh, you should try this. You should try that. Constructive. If it's constructive, I'm cool. If it's helping the song, go for it. Like, speak up. If you're going to sit here and tell them to do some crazy stuff or to change lyrics or to do whatever or get in my ear about how I'm engineering it, the only person who should be getting in my ear about how I'm engineering it is the artist.
Facts.
Like, that's it. If they don't like something I'm doing, it's out. Like, artist rules, right? Like, kind of some customer service basics, bro. Customer's always right. If somebody's paying me, I'm going to do what they want.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Within reason. Like, I can't have them smoking in my studio. But, like, you know, oh, I love this beat, but, like, could you make a part in it like this? Yes, for sure. You're paying me for it. I got you. What I'm not going to do is, like, entertain their friends who are like, oh, girl, you know, it's a rap song, right? And going like, oh, girl, you should, like, sing on this part. It's like, what? No. They can't sing.
You know what? Another thing, that just brought up something else, bro. People come up with the like, you know, there's not too many people that knows how to navigate, you know, with what I do, because I don't really, I mean, there's people that do what I do, but not too many people, I don't think not too many people have an interest in blogging, right? So, I mean, I get a lot of ideas, and I get a lot of stupid ideas, I'm not gonna lie, like crazy ideas. I can't even mention an idea that I had. Like, I can't mention, I'll tell you off camera, but I get some crazy fucking ideas. Bro.
Yeah.
That's another pet peeve about what I do too, and then I know you, like, just like a rap song, why the fuck would you sing? Like, you wanna know something, bro? I don't even really like being in the studio like that a lot of times.
Really?
Because my last experience, you know, all in my ear, like, bro, I just came to enjoy the session. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you in my ear talking about this, and that. I just came to enjoy the session just like you.
Yeah.
But, dude, engineering has a lot of, I think listening to it and really talking about being an engineer has a lot of cons. I'm not gonna lie.
Dude, it can be frustrating, man, which I think goes back to the whole, like, if you enjoy it.
Facts. I got one. I got another one.
Okay, yeah.
You brought up how somebody could do, like, after a 4-hour session and have one song. Please tell me if this is annoying to you, because I've been in sessions and I'm just listening to it and I'm like, bro, how the fuck do you put up with this all day? Punching in. Oh, one more time. You hear it 50 times. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I will say about the punching in, man, I respect, like, perfectionism in your art, for sure. But when you're punching in 55 times and I can't hear the difference, that's when it pisses me off.
Right.
Because, there are some times where I'm like, oh, yeah, I would run that back, too. And then I'm like, okay, cool, that was the take. Oh, we're running it back? Okay. Like, maybe he's going to do it a little different.
Do the
Nope,
same thing.
doing the exact same thing. Oh, we're running it back again? Okay, like, and again, that's where the aspect of, like, they're paying me to do it. They should be satisfied with it. I also do tell artists, though, I'm like, if there's something in a song, and I especially mean this for ad-libs and, like, background vocals and stuff, if you're putting something in a song, recording, and I'm mixing it, and you keep telling me to turn it down so that nobody can hear it, why are you adding it into the song? You know what I mean? Why would you add that into the song? Like, if you listen to most, like, really good music of any genre,
yeah,
everything that they do is deliberate and intentional. If you're doing stuff that isn't deliberate and intentional and you want it so low in the mix that they can't hear it, take it out. It's just getting in the way. Like, it literally is just getting in the way of the song. Why would you have it in there? And That's something that also frustrates me, is when people will take like 10 takes to do ad-libs, then they want it turned down so low you can barely hear it in the studio. Dude, if you can barely hear it on my studio monitors, nobody's going to be able to hear it anywhere else.
Facts.
And that always frustrates me, and I tell that verbatim to clients. I'm like, if you're doing something that you feel like needs to be turned down this much, I think you should just take it out. And I think it opened a lot of artists' eyes to be more intentional and deliberate with like ad-libs and stuff like that. Bro, who do you hear on the beat?
That beat that you played me.
Yeah, the one I sent you.
I definitely hear 2Live Bre on it.
Okay.
Are you familiar with Blazing B3?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So from that beat, I hear somebody that makes party music or that is good at making twerk songs. And like 2Live Bre, Blazing B3.
All right, y'all heard it here. Kyree Thomas just co-signed it. 2Live Bre and Blazing B3. Y'all hit me up, DM me. I got a song for you guys. You can pull up to my studio, no charge. I just want y'all on it because Kyree says I need to get y'all on it. So pull up on me. All right?
Sure. All right, so tell me about the project that you got.
Dude, yes. Okay, so that beat's actually for the project.
Okay.
And I'm just kind of doing my best DJ Khaled impression, to be honest. Like, I just really have been I spent all of last year producing, man. Like, I really wanted, I think I made like 4 times as many beats as I had in my entire vault for the last like 6 years.
Nice.
And I beat that just in last year. Nice. So I'm really going hard on the production stuff. I put aside a lot of my favorite beats, and just to kind of like wait on somebody to hop on them, nobody hopped on them. Like, nobody wanted to buy them. Nobody wanted them. Posted them on BeatStars, posted them everywhere. Nobody wanted them. So I took them off those sites. And
hold on, well, damn, before you say that, bro, on my reels, I put beats over my reels, like in the background. I don't know if you peep, but I go on BeatStars to get those beats.
Oh, word?
Yeah, bro, I'll probably buy some.
Dude, yeah, I'll send some to you, man. So the ones that are on the tape are off of it now.
Right.
But, dude, the tape, I'm so hyped for this tape, bro. I have 6 songs already. Swo Lee is on it. I don't know if you know him. He's dope. He's a Murfreesboro artist. He's fire. He's pretty tight with like you've had Smith on here. He's seemingly pretty tight with Smith.
I fuck with Smith. He did the first What's a Pen and Pad freestyle in here.
Yeah, facts. Yeah. He's also pretty tight with like Noah King. I guess they all go to MTSU or something like that.
I guess so.
Yeah, so they're all kind of like a community of artists, and I fuck with all of them, man. They're all awesome. But Swo Lee's on the tape right now. He has a song I'm gonna show you, totally out of left field with that track. He pulled up. I felt like he would crush it, but nothing he had out was similar to it at all. Dude, he did his damn thing. I got Brian Brown on it. Brian Brown's on the tape, dude. He crushed his beat. I got Mayr and Castor on it. Dude, the surprise feature, man. I have 2 really big features on it. I'm not gonna reveal one of them yet.
Okay.
But one of them's Project Pat.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm hype about that. And he and I don't know if you know Dre Carr.
Yeah.
He and Dre Carr are gonna share a track, and I'm super hyped for that track, man, because that one's so hard.
Nice.
And yeah, man, there's so much talent in Nashville.
Thanks.
And I got really tired of seeing these awesome beats that I could see Nashville artists on, but like they almost couldn't see themselves on it until I approached them and was like, I have this song for you and I need you on it. And then all of a sudden it just kind of like flips this switch in them where they're like, yeah, that is a little outside my comfort zone, but I know my own art well enough to like do this. And it just turned into some awesome songs, man.
I want to chime in on that because what you're doing, we talked about this a few days ago. I'm actually planning to do something similar with that because, I work with I don't work with a lot of artists, but, I listen to a lot of artists. I know a lot of producers. I know I have a good ear for music, so I only have one of those songs out. It's called Go Mode. It's with 3 artists. SG Drill, rest in peace. My name Cushy, rest in peace. And K9 Uno. I had a beat. And I was like, look, man, I know this is like My Name Cushy. He didn't rap on those type. Well, really, none of those artists, especially not SG Drill. But I seen them on a beat that they didn't see themselves on, and I personally think I got some of their hardest verses. Like SG Drill, I think I got his hardest verse. So I see what you're doing, and I like that because it adds a different twist to things. Like it gets people out of their comfort zone, and I ain't gonna say kind of like how DJ Khaled does because I think he sticks with what he knows. Because I mean it works, but it's dope getting people on beats and getting people on songs with people that they might have never done a song with or gotten on because like it's different and like I think it helps the artists in a way too because like they see themselves doing something different than they'll usually do, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I mean like and that's another aspect of it, right? Is like number one gives them an opportunity to get into the studio, record, have an good mix, good master on a good beat, more content for them, right? Like in a world where content is king, like they have a song that's going to be on their Spotify profile that's going to be awesome because I'm going to make sure it's awesome.
And with other people too, so that it's mixing other people's fan bases.
Yeah, exactly, like man, exactly.
That's what other people don't really see, but you're mixing all these people's fan bases too.
Exactly, man. Like, thinking about like the Project Pat track. Dude, when that gets posted and if that gets a playlisting opportunity because it's Project Pat, that's going to open up Drake Carter Project Pat's audience. Anybody who clicks on my profile to go see what the rest of the tape is like, that's going to open them up to Project Pat's audience. Like, I made these features very deliberate, and I also just liked them. Like, I like Project Pat. I like that whole Memphis sound from, like, the 2000s. This stuff's awesome. Right. The other feature I have is an artist that I just really love and support from South Florida. And like I'm super blessed that we're gonna be able to like work together and stuff, but it's just because like honestly everything in this tape is just because I like it. Like truly, it's no disrespect to anybody who's not on it or not on it yet. Like I'm making beats as I go, and when I love a beat, I send it to people, or I send it to somebody who I think would be hard on it, or I send it to you if I don't know who to get on it. You know what I mean? So that's kind of just like how I approached the whole beginning of it. I had this awesome, like, weird, dark, like, almost like house Jersey club beat that felt like Miami to me. And I just loved it because of how much it reminded me of South Florida. And I sent it to Swoley, and he crushed it. And then I was like, holy shit, I need to do a tape. Like, literally from that moment, I was just like, I have to do a tape now. Because that was awesome. That, like, shout out Swoley. Don't think the tape would be happening without him because he pulled up on me. We made an awesome track. And the whole energy of the whole thing just gave me the confidence to be like, I can do this. Like, I can put together a producer tape. And it's going to be good. And not some bullshit where, like, I just hit up a bunch of artists that have a certain amount of followers and get their clout. Like, no, it's good music that I like and I would listen to. Bro, I listen to, like, the tracks I have on my tape all the time. Like, the 6 that I have ready to go, I just bump it on repeat on the Google Drive that I saved it in. And just, like, listen to it. Because I literally just enjoy listening to it. And I feel like not enough artists are like that. They're just like, oh, I'm just going to put this out because I have to. And it's like, or like, oh, I put this out because, like, my friends like this song, right. And it's not always, they don't always make it about themselves, and that's an area you should be making it about yourself, like, is in your music and what you're releasing and making.
Right. Name? No name yet?
No name yet. No name yet. Still working on it. I'm honestly, like, at a loss for the name right now. I think it's gonna come together though.
Yeah, it'll come naturally.
I think when I'm looking at the whole project
and you're listening to all the songs, you'll get it. You'll come to it.
Because ideally I'm gonna have 6 more songs. Okay. I'm trying for 10 to 12 songs on the tape.
That's the sweet spot.
Yeah. I think and the songs are like relatively short. I'm trying to keep it all under an hour. So that somebody could theoretically listen on their way to work, finish it on their way home from work, and decide whether or not they want to fuck with me or not.
Makes sense. Like, I
don't want people to listen to the first 3 songs and then that's like 30 minutes. Like, it's like, I'm not Kanye. I'm not doing anything crazy. Yeah, man, like every experience with every artist who's hopped on it so far has been awesome. Project Pat, like, sent him the song, he sent it back, done, business done. Sent that over to Dre Carr once he was done. Dre Carr was like, is this a Project Pat feature? I was like, yeah, I want you on it. And he was like, I'm going to go crazy on it. The experience with Swole Lee was awesome. Brian Brown pulled up on me to do his verse. That whole experience was awesome because we got to actually just sit there. He has such a great ear for production, but he'll never tell anybody that. Like, he just has random ideas that go hard. No other way to describe it. Like, there's this whole breakdown in the song that we did that was like half his idea. Whereas just like, yeah, I'll show it to you later. But, dude, like, every experience so far has been awesome, and it just gives me so much good faith in this project. And, like, I'm also just finally at a place in my life where I can afford to promote it. Because that's half the battle, right? It's got to be good, but you got to promote it. And
you got to do media runs, all that.
Honestly, some of it, bro, is a little, like, childish, the reason I'm doing it. Because I want to show Nashville artists that it's easy to market and promote your music. That they just haven't been going down the right avenues.
Explain what you mean.
Dude,
what you mean.
You know, Trillers, all that shit, that's just done. That's just old. You need short, high-quality content. So, for me, what that looks like, Hunter, our boy Hunter, he pulls up on me sometimes just to do like quick little photo shoots, quick little video shoots. We actually have a content shoot scheduled for this week for one of the songs on the tape. Nice. And in 2 or 3 hours, we're probably going to make like 15 reels. All just super easy, quick stuff. Maybe posting the song for like 10 seconds of the song, just with like a little video. One of the ideas for it, one of the tracks on it, is kind of like a summer bop, because the tape's going to come out in summer. It's this super, like, summery track. It's almost kind of like pop punk-ish. And, like, one of the ideas for content is that we're going to take the drum set and, like, somebody's going to pull up with a guitar, and I'm going to have a drummer homie pull up, and we're going to take it all out into the parking lot at the studio and just, like, shoot a couple videos of them jamming out to the song, and we're going to put the backing track behind it, put captions on it, and post like that 3-minute clip of the song, chop it up into like 5 individual segments, post them. Like, dude, I'm going to spend $50 on it. You know what I mean? But people don't think in terms of that. They'd rather spend $120 at the studio, you know, multiple times, instead of just like diversifying where they're spending their money for promotion. Like, I'm obviously not saying to not pull up to the studio. Like, that's half the battle. Yeah. The other half of it is getting content shot and posting and doing all this stuff. Probably seen in the last couple of weeks, like, I've been increasing greatly the amount I've been posting on Instagram. I posted like 3 or 4 reels in the past 2 weeks. Dude, I maybe posted like 10 things in all of last year. So I'm trying to get much better at it to show that, like people are limiting themselves. Straight up, people are limiting themselves. They could be going down like much better avenues and much more consistent avenues to promote their music, especially on social media, but they're just not. And I don't know if it's just because people in their corner aren't helping them, or if they're just not giving them ideas, or if they don't have the ideas themselves. Some people I get maybe can't afford to have Hunter come out once a week and shoot some stuff for him. I get that.
There's other ways to go about it, though.
Yeah, but to me, it's just like, let's put it this way, right? Let's say you charged like $200 to pull up on somebody for 2 or 3 hours, shoot as much content, and edit it. If you did that, like if an artist were to take you up on that and do it once a month for a full year, how much realistic content do you think that they would have from that 2 or 3 hour session?
That 2 or 3 hours.
And keep in mind, I'm not saying like music videos. I'm saying like 10-second reels.
Oh damn, that's a lot. Like, you have content all year, really.
Dude,
but
I'm saying.
Yeah, you have content all year.
I think if you did that once a month, pay you $200 to do that once a month, people would have a full month's content from that one shoot.
Facts.
And if you did that for a full year, you would have a full year of content. And not just like, oh, I post once a week. Nah, you'd have enough content to post 4 times a week, 5 times a week. And you also can't overpost, right? Because Instagram doesn't like that. It's different for you because you're a blog. You actually need to post more, I think, for the algorithm to pick you up more. But with artists and stuff, they don't want to see oversaturation of posts.
Facts. You can't just post all the fucking time.
Exactly, and you can't just post nonsense. It has to be consistent. So, you know, I think a lot of people just don't see that. And they don't see how actually easy it is to get really good quality content shot and edited. And then you just post. Use Chat GPT to make content schedules for you. That's literally what I do.
For real?
Yeah. I just, there's this site, it's called AIMPRM. And it helps you generate prompts for Chat GPT to get better results from it. And I do that with content scheduling, dude. It just helps me stay consistent. And then on top of that, it gives me ideas. Like sometimes they'll generate a content schedule and I'm like, oh, those are all awesome ideas.
Yeah.
Like, some of them are just like template things that you can do on Instagram. Some of them require maybe for you to shoot content and do voiceovers. But like, man, you use Instagram. Do you like ever do any of the editing on Instagram?
No, hell no. I do all my shit on Photoshop and Premiere.
Check it out sometime, man. Because
on Instagram?
Yeah, it's actually not bad.
Okay.
Probably you can definitely do a lot more yourself because you're versed in it.
Facts.
But for somebody like me who doesn't know anything about videography and all that,
no, so
dude, I can edit. Dude, I made like 6 reels this week in like 30 minutes.
Yeah, like look, let me touch on that. So the only reason why I like it, because people tell me about certain AI things or certain programs to like, man, you should try this for editing, and the only reason why I usually turn it down is because I'm not gonna lie, honestly, like, what else is beating Photoshop as far as like what you can do? If you know how to really use it, like you can damn near make anything in Photoshop. Let me show you something that I made on Photoshop literally last night.
You talk about the generative fill or whatever?
No, I made.
Oh, dude, that's dope.
But we'll talk about that.
Nice. Okay. Yeah.
I made that on Photoshop, so I'm super experienced in Photoshop and Premiere. That's the only reason why I always be like, nah, I'm good, because like I know AI can like clip up certain things, but you know what I do is certain parts in certain ways that I title it. That's why like I just don't use AI. But like you said, for somebody that's not their field, using AI or certain apps like Instagram or Canva, stuff like that.
Even TikTok's editing.
Yeah,
good.
TikTok, like. They should definitely.
It gets done what you need to.
It'll get the job done fast. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm definitely not saying it would replace like actual video editing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because you know, at the end of the day, like you're doing like color grading and you're doing all of that stuff.
Yeah.
So
placing pictures,
can't do that in TikTok, man. Can't do that in TikTok. But you can quickly clip together some stuff.
Facts.
You know, and get captions that show up during certain times, right?
Facts.
So, you know, I think a lot of people just, it stems from the fact that it's almost like they're too scared to start. Like, they're just like, damn, I'm not going to be good at this. It's going to be hard, or it's going to be this. I know when I was first making reels when the studio opened, it sucked. It would take me like 2 hours to do a reel. Because I was just like not... I don't know, man. I wasn't paying that attention to social media like that. A lot of the content I was ingesting was just like my friends and stuff. And I think once I started seeing a lot of like what hits the algorithm, it all just started to snap into place. My buddy Ray Ailey too, he's a dope dude that I went to Belmont with. He's an audio engineer and content maker, and he opened my eyes with a lot of stuff about just like what the algorithm's looking for, right? So like captions. If you're doing anything musical related where it's just a video of you singing, or maybe it's like the one mic thing where you're doing a performance shot and you're posting reels of it. If you're not having captions of what you're saying, it is not going to go viral. Like you are going to cap out at like 1,000 plays every time.
Are you talking about how like I put the headline of what the video is talking about in my videos? Are you using that for the example?
No, I'm saying like actual captions that are saying what they're rapping.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they come up and go away and stuff. You can
I know
like CapCut, I think, is the main one people use for that.
Yeah.
Like, it's so... Dude, it takes like 5 minutes. And I still see a lot of people just posting Trillers. And it's like, dude, like, we're past that, man. That's like 2020. Triller was a 2020 thing. Why are we still doing that? We have access to high quality content now, and it's not even that expensive, man.
No, it's not.
Like, there are so many great videographers in this city that would give you a deal, like a good deal on a couple of hours of time for content. Not a music video, none of that, just content. Because all that really requires them to do is what? Shoot it, maybe edit it, maybe make a couple of like splice edits, and then color grade it.
That's it.
Like that, you're done. And shout out Hunter. Hunter's my content guy. He's who I go to for like all of my content.
That's my photographer guy.
He's shooting a couple of my music videos for the tape too. And Chase Foster, shout him out. He's also shooting a couple of the videos on the tape. They're my guys. Dude, there are so many videographers here. Brian, I think it's Brian Bowie. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but it's like Moon Presents or something. Dope videographer, man. His rates aren't crazy. His quality's good. Don't know why people aren't hitting these people up to just have quick little content shoots. Everybody's like, oh, I need a music video. I need this. I need that. It is proven you will grow more from 10 different reels than one music video.
Facts.
It's just a fact.
Facts.
Music videos have their place, but I don't know, if you're trying to grow, it's kind of like the difference between dropping singles and an album, right?
Facts.
Like, I plan to drop 5 singles from the tape before I actually drop the tape.
Okay. Smart.
Yeah. Some of them won't even be on the tape. They'll just be singles I like. And I already have some of them. But, dude, I'm not going to shoot music videos for those. I'm just shooting content.
Not all of them.
Just content. And if you have 10 different videos for each song, think about that, right? 12-song tape, 10 different videos for each song, 120 clips. That is a lot of content. If you posted every single day, that's 4 months of content. If you posted 3 times a week, that's a year of content. Or 8 months of content. Like, you're looking pretty good if you're just doing it, man. But a lot of people don't want to. So that's why I wanted to drop this tape, man. To show people that if they just do it and stay consistent with it, they will see growth. But it's not going to happen instantly, and it's not going to happen because you're posting Trillers.
Facts.
It's just not.
Let me ask you about what's sleep. First off, I know Mayr is your friend. Like, we're both super cool with Mayr. But from a viewer's perspective, do you feel like Mayr is a good addition to What Sleep's content?
I mean, dude,
tell me your overall thoughts on it.
Mayr just has a way of saying opinions that generate clicks. I don't... Like, when he called you out and was acting like a jackass, people, like... And again, right? So we've seen, Mayr called you out, but then who is this other dude that fucking called you out? I don't even know who they were, bro. They had like 40 followers. That shit was hating. That was just them being salty that you don't post them and being like, oh, I'm gonna be like, fuck Kyree and fuck What Sleep. They're sucking dicks and shit. It's like, bro, you got another man's name in your mouth, bro. That's worse than having a dick in your mouth, in my opinion. But, that shit's crazy. Fuck that shit. Mayr does it in a way that you just watch it and you're just like, this guy's a fucking clown. Like, I hate him. Like, I love Mayr and I hate Mayr at the same time, bro, because he just be saying the craziest shit. And that's him, bro. And that's why I think he generates the clicks, is because he just, like, will say whatever he wants.
Yeah, they love Mayr on TikTok.
Dude, yeah. And people will be like, what is he saying?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like the whole Instagram comment section now, where, like, people are just doing it to, like, hate. That's why he generates so much clicks. People are just like, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. And hating on him, but in reality, it's getting him, like, more clicks and more views and everything.
Yeah. Matter of fact, let me touch on, the dude that said whatever he said. I promised myself that I'm not going to reply to anything like that anymore, because all throughout last year, we can talk about this after the interview if you remember, but there was a lot of artists that were, sneak this in me and when I do interviews, and I just look at it like, okay, I don't know. Like, in a way, I learned that, when people are, quote unquote hating on you or down talking you on the internet and, trying to do it for clicks, like, it actually helps. They're helping me more than they even know, because, like, people will see that and be like, why is he going all the way out of his way to talk about him or her or them? Like, it just makes people look into you more.
Yeah.
And I've been saying it for a long time, all publicity is good publicity. So, I mean, people can go on interviews, down talking what sleep all they want and stuff like that. I don't care, because I'm not going to say anything to it. Like, I still haven't said anything to it. I just think it was funny because the dude that we're talking about, it backfired on him, because I think maybe like 3 people agreed with what he said, and they were clearly his friends.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't pay that type of stuff no mind though. All
dude, yeah. I mean, when I see stuff like that, because like at the end of the day, right, if somebody were to do that to me, I also wouldn't respond. I'd be like, hey, you're entitled to your opinion, right? But if it's something where like I'm not the one getting targeted, but like they're targeting somebody that I fuck with, I will definitely troll back.
Yeah, I'm the same way, and I appreciate that too.
Yeah.
But
so like when they posted that whole thing, I was like, y'all just copying Mayr, because you know he did his little thing, and then they saw you posting him, so they were like, oh, I'm gonna do that, and then he's gonna have to post me and stuff. They're literally just clout chasing, and I called that shit how it was, and the dude got like so offended, he went off on this whole rant, bro. He was like, bro, he was calling me like everything, bro. And I literally just replied and was like, you got another dude's name in your mouth. How pathetic is that? Dude deleted my comment and like all the other comments that were underneath it.
Damn.
And then like blocked me or some shit.
Damn.
And these, bro, tell it how it is. People don't like it, man. Like, that's just how it is. But that's how you know you're doing the right thing with your platform. Is because you got haters and they're mad that you're just doing what you're supposed to be doing instead of like tossing them a bone, as if that's what we should be doing in this industry. It's like, nah, man, you gotta earn it.
Facts.
Earn, not given, man.
Facts.
It's like the definition.
Man, I'm gonna show you something, because this just put in perspective how far I came as far as like, all of my production and stuff like that. This is what a What Sleep post looked like in 2019. Do you even remember back that far?
Dude, yeah, 100%. Dude, yeah, logo's different. Bro, that's definitely like, that adds up though, right? Because like, you're watching a lot of World Star, kind of probably taking inspiration from that. Yeah. And that's what the World Star videos looked like at that time. Facts. Like the 2016 World Star videos, that's what they were looking like. It's just, I mean, that's how it is. I definitely will say I like the platform better now. I think you've grown a lot. And that to me, it's like, you can stay tried and true, but I think growth is more important.
Facts.
And,
thank you, though.
Dude, yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a fact. Like, everybody sees it, man. Like, I promise you. And that's the reason you're getting hate, is because everybody sees it. They wouldn't care if you were still there, right? They'd be like, who cares if What Sleep posts me? You know what I'm saying? They'd be like, oh, this page isn't that good. Who cares? But it's good, so they care. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I appreciate
Dude,
that.
rappers are like the easiest people on the planet to decipher, bro. I swear. They're crazy, but they're easy to decipher, man. Their moves are not that secret. I promise you. All these mysterious dudes, I figure them out in a second, bro.
I wanted to ask, is there anything else that we didn't touch on that you want to talk about? Anything you want to say? Shout-outs? Anything? You got the floor. Or anything you want to ask me?
Dude, not really, man. Just keep it up. Dude. Fuck, like, you're gonna get noise, dude. Just throw on the AirPods and put them on Do Not Disturb. Like, truly. Because, like, I even get hate, man. It's how it is. I've lost clients, It's just, it's part of the game, but like, I guarantee you, if you just keep doing what you're doing, it's gonna pay off, bro. Like, yeah, man, this is awesome. The pillows, man, like, come on. This is sick. Just keep doing it. Don't worry about what other people gotta do. And the other thing, bro, is like, if you reach a certain point and it's becoming a lot, reach out for help. Because that was something that I had to learn how to do. Okay. And shout out to everybody who's helped me along the way. Super helpful, man. I've had a ton of people come in and out of my life ever since being in the industry. Definitely wouldn't take any of it back. And a lot of the stuff I would take back is stuff that I personally did. So, like, you know, bro, just keep making those connections, man. Keep posting the people you like. Don't give in to whatever they're trying to say, because your taste is what makes your brand. Like, you supporting the people that you support is why people like What Sleep. Because they're like, oh, he's not just posting about, like, you know, Glorilla and all the other famous Memphis rappers all the time. Like, he's actually monitoring the underground scene. And how many people have you rocked with that are now doing really well? Like, even from back in, like, 2019, 2020.
People, if you think about it a lot, like,
because you got taste, bro. Like, you have taste, and that's something you cannot, like, learn. That's just something you got or you don't, and you have it, and that's why your podcast and platform are succeeding, is because you got good taste in things. Okay. So, like, man, nothing to ask you, bro. Just keep doing it. Just keep going. Seeing, like, I feel like seeing how many people commented on that one dude's post defending you should show you have influence here, man. Like, you, as much as you may not want to have the label, you're an influencer now, my G.
Bruh.
You're an influencer, bro. In the most highest sense of the word, man. So
that's really funny. I appreciate that, for real.
Dude, yeah, for sure. And I'm gonna shout out Tremar. Y'all probably know him as Tremar. I'm gonna shout out Tremar and Shelby Conquest. They helped me start my studio. They're still there now. We're getting shit done. Definitely would not be where I am right now without them. And all of my clients, man, thank you guys so much. You guys rock. I love all of you. Anybody who's ever stepped foot in my door to support me, I hope I've been able to get you back the same way, because you guys have just been awesome to me. And I have, like, no regrets, nothing. I love what I do because of you guys, so thank you.
Nice. All right, man. Well, tell them what all social media platforms to follow you, that you want them to follow you on. I'll have it in the description of, you know, each YouTube video, but tell them where how to follow you at.
Instagram, @BeatsByWebs, spelled W3BZ. That's pretty much where I post all my content, all of my studio availability. You can book me for mixes on there. I pretty much run my whole business off of that. So hit me up on Instagram. Check out my Spotify if you get a chance. I posted a couple songs. I'm going to be posting songs there a lot more. And yeah, man, shoot me a follow. DM me. Let's work.